at the university level is we inherit students from the primary, secondary school into our system, which we discovered that the foundation is very weak, and the best thing to do is to that's why I feel like so what we have before the end of the year, we have a center called Science Technology Driven partner with government to go down to the primary and secondary schools to build a very strong foundation for mathematics and science. If we don't do that, if they come to university level, well, they will pass through studying physics, chemistry, microbiology, but the foundation will be very weak. So I will employ partners, especially the government, to see what they can do. But in terms of what the university is doing, like I said, we have a university research committee that is doing so very well, and the support we are getting so far from now is a TED fund. So the state government, through the Education Trust Fund, have already spoken with ES. We need to do some few things and see what we can do.
If I am not wrong, I also know that in 5% states some research.
That one is a process. I am aware also. So I think I can't remember, but different universities in the states, they participated. I think 2 or 3 staff here, they have done some work there. And what they do is they respond to proposal, and they are funded, and they are the report writing stage. When they are finished, before they will publish it, and the outcome is what will be commercialized. When we talk about this research, it's not just one thing you do and you go to market. Just like people will come and present papers, they will go through a process. Then when you now make a major breakthrough, then they can be commercialized. So it's a process, and that is also part of the problem we're having. While these scientists will be doing their research, it takes some of them, you can take 6 years to do one thing. But they also need to be promoted. So while their colleagues in the humanities are getting promotion, they are held back because of all this things. So, it takes a long time for scientists to get a breakthrough, and sometimes it is expensive. So at some point when they get weary or when they fall along there, they feel discouraged. So it's in fact there are some research that take years, about all these things. But at this part of the world, the attention given to research is very weak. Right from different areas, but the industries they know that. So some of the interests that we have are from foreign partners. But if somebody is funding your research, it will be to their own interests, not our own. You understand the point now? Yeah. So it is very expensive. That is why we are always calling for government to identify some particular areas where we can solve. I just spoke with the Commissioner for Blue Economy. I told her that the deep seaport, we have a lot of potential that we can do business with them. And here we have done some work in terms of what the keynote speaker just mentioned about the rich biodiversity we have here. The grasses and the herbs are so very potent. So we have been able to have our own tea, which is medicinal. Then we also have an institute for natural medicine. We have been able to how we breakthrough tablet that takes care of this diabetes. It's a very common problem. It's something that people need to take. So going through the process of master when it is completed. So we have been doing some work that is when the breakthrough comes that we go to market. So we are hoping that before the end of this year, I've mentioned
before I let you go, are you considering, particularly students from the sciences, them to do their projects societal problems considering any student who is in the sciences to come up with projects that will solve a particular problem? Don't you think that is also capable of enhancing what we are talking about?
Yes, that is actually what we have given. In fact, today, before I came here, we had a meeting called Committee of Provost and Things. It's part of what we discussed. Going forward, let our research, especially, and indeed, it's not only about science. Every discipline has the potential for commercialization, whether it is English language, geography, whatever. So for the sciences, we have said that it's enough about just writing projects and keeping them on the shelf. So the University Research Committee is working with different faculties to make sure that we do that. And going forward, we also make sure that all these projects we write, they don't just end there. We have a soft copy that is really required by JAM and NYS, for our the abstract of the project. So making sure that government can also see what we are doing. Then any area of interest can also so we are doing that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
I'm Professor Charles. So I'm a professor of
Please, could you give us a brief introduction of your topic?
Yeah, actually my topic centered around how science can go beyond laboratory and classrooms, because that still the whole world is not to mind you. So if we are to achieve that, that means we are in an era of transitional research, where research needs to meet the needs of the populace, and it has to be community driven. So because any research we are doing that is not made for meaningful, it's not wrong. So that is the summary. Taking from town to town to town industries.
You were talking about the refining of waste. How do you think that will improve the economy?
That's what we call circular economy, where we have use and application of diverse kind of technology. Because in Nigeria, production of several things is not a problem, but reutilization of those wastes is a very big problem, because we are involved in a lot of activity that constitute a lot of anthropogenic activities that constitute pollution and menace to the environment, which is an ecology and economic threat. So because these have diverse disadvantage and menace, so we need now to come up with a technology that will use all this wastage and boost the GDP of the country. For example, we just harvest maize, we throw away the shaft. So we should now look at technology, how we turn the shaft into even products, plastic bottle into t-shirts, and so many other uncountable, which have made the developed country to have a kind of robust economy. Until when developing country engage in this, not is going to work. Thank you very much.
Take it there.
In Nigeria today, we have theories, we have advice, we attended to many conferences, but no one has actually told us like the formula, the blueprint by which the common man should follow. You understand? Like to be able to achieve what you have achieved. So
what I or
so a common man should be able to achieve something. Like what blueprint should be followed?
Yeah, thank you very much for this very important problem. I serve also as a consultant for African Union, and this is the thing we preach also everywhere. Until when we go back to the community, there is no problem that will be solved. Why are we producing things that the community cannot engage? The only model that help the developed country to get to wherever they are is because they centralize their research towards the community. We need to ask questions of the community. What is the problem? Once we get the problem, we go back now to the laboratory or to the university where we produce a prototype. Now it will be tested. There are almost 9 readiness levels of technology. So we validate them at each stage. Once the validation is being established, then we take it back, the prototype back to the community to revalidate.